Yeah, he had a great run, and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa, Caitlyn Clarke play about the same last year, so I was watching a lot of basketball.
When one of the most renowned players in basketball history admits that he's been following your career closely, you know you're doing something absolutely right. That's the impact Caitlyn Clarke has had. Larry Bird, the basketball legend synonymous with Indiana basketball, recently revealed that he spent as much time watching Clarke and her Iowa Hawkeyes last season as he did his alma mater, Indiana State University. It would be a shame to miss the legendary journey of Caitlyn Clarke, who raised from dust to diamond. So let's get in there.
A surprising name has just stepped up to defend Caitlyn Clarke. While she's been embraced and celebrated by many NBA greats.
Think of it like that. Bird isn't just someone to throw compliments like confetti. He has competed against Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and other basketball legends to build a career that he had. Perseverance and an almost psychic understanding of basketball he possesses. To have Bird not only watch but publicly praise an up-and-comer like Clarke, this is the kind of endorsement money can't buy. But Bird's admiration lies not just in her scoring or numbers, but in her approach to the game. It was about something he recognized in her, an eerily familiar spark. If you look back at Bird's playing days, you'll find that this player was not the flashiest or the most athletic. He doesn't have the gravity-defying leaps of Dominique Wilkins or the raw physical dominance of Shaquille O'Neal. What Bird brings to the court is intangible, unparalleled basketball IQ, sharp instincts, and an almost ruthless competitive edge. Decades later, he saw the same qualities in Caitlyn Clarke, a young player who approached the game with a nearly preternatural sense of anticipation and precision.
Clarke in transition, yes!
She's Diana Taurasi, she's Steph Curry, she's insert great shooter.
Clarke is more than a rising star. She's a game changer. Before playing in the WNBA, Nike signed her to a lucrative $1 million endorsement deal. To put that into context, many players in the NBA, arguably the most profitable basketball league on the planet, do not begin their careers with a salary like that. Clarke has already established herself as the face of women's basketball and has not yet reached her peak. She's not only shattering records, she's tearing down boundaries and reinventing what female athletes can do in a sport traditionally dominated by male storylines. But success comes at a price. The taller you stand, the more eyes you draw, but not all are friendly. The world of professional sports is both exciting and brutal. Fans will cheer you on, critics will dissect your every move, and doubters will line up to see if you can keep performing. That's the pressure Clarke faces every day. However, when you compare her to Larry Bird, it's easy to see why he's a fan. Both players have an almost mystical ability to see the game differently, while most players react to what's happening on the court.
Bird in the corner, double fake, jumper, it's good! Larry Bird hits it with 2 seconds left!
Bird and Clarke operate completely differently, anticipating the game before it unfolds. They're seconds ahead of everyone else, like they've unlocked the cheat code for the game. Take their shooting, for example. Bird was one of the NBA's most feared sharpshooters during his heyday. He could hit shots from insane distances, even when defenders were all over him. Clarke, too, has created a reputation for herself with her deep-range shooting. She takes and makes shots that would make most coaches shudder, pulling up from impossible distances. What distinguishes them is not just their ability to score, but also their grasp on how to score. They understand when to attack, when to pass, and how to use defenders to generate opportunities for themselves and their teammates.
I think it's helped her teammates find more confidence.
Clarke and one.
She is incredibly well controlled off of the bounce, absorbing the contact.
Speaking of understanding the game, let's take a closer look at what makes Caitlyn Clarke's approach so unique. From the moment she steps onto the court, she has confidence in her step and a look in her eyes that screams, "This is my stage." Like Bird, Clarke isn't the fastest or the most athletic player, but that was never her game. Instead, she relies on a deadly combination of skill, intelligence, and arrogance. She reads defense like an open book, finds passing lanes that others don't even notice, and makes lightning speed decisions. She proved that basketball requires both brawn and brains. Like a chess game, she was always a few steps ahead. Now things get more interesting when Steve Kerr, a 9-time NBA champion and head coach of the Golden State Warriors, who has been surrounded by great people his entire life, looked at Clarke. He saw something different. He didn't compare her to Larry Bird. He compared her to Steph Curry. Let's understand this first. Kerr doesn't mince words. Caitlyn reminds me a lot of Steph Curry. A lot of people might not remember this, but in Steph Curry's first couple of years, he wasn't a superstar. He wasn't who he is now. He had to get stronger. He had to learn that people were coming after him. That's what's happening with Caitlyn right now. Clarke followed a similar path. She's already had jaw-dropping performances, like that thrilling game against the Washington Mystics, where it felt like every shot she took was destined to go in. She shot just 22% from the field. These ups and downs are all part of the grind. This is where champions are raised, not in moments of victory, but in moments of struggle. That's what makes Clarke's journey so compelling. She's not just another talented player. She is a force of nature, a once-in-a-lifetime athlete who is rewriting the script. Like Bird and Curry before her, she proved that greatness lies not just in skill, but also in toughness, intelligence, and the ability to overcome challenges. Clarke's still writing her story, but if the previous chapters are any indication, we're witnessing the rise of a legend. When Caitlyn Clarke comes on, it's not just a game, it's a masterclass in creativity. Like Steph Curry, she's rewriting what's possible in basketball. From the moment she crosses half court, she's attacking fearlessly, ready to hit three-pointers that most wouldn't dare attempt. These weren't crazy lifts. They were calculated shots she drilled thousands of times. Then came her depth. Watching her dish out assists is like watching Patrick Mahomes in a basketball jersey. No-look passes, behind-the-back passes, and full-court lasers that land with perfect ease. Even Steph Curry himself couldn't help but praise her brilliance. She's fearless. The game runs through her. But she doesn't just score, she improves everyone around her. She adds an element of surprise you can't game plan for. And it's not just her scoring that captivates. Curry emphasized how her form remains mechanically faultless. From 3 feet to 30, her shooting reflects her tireless hours in the gym, with each shot demonstrating her focus and dedication. When Clarke rose from the mark, the crowd started buzzing before the ball left her hands. Not only do these shots add points, they also demoralize the opposing team. How do you guard a guy who can score from anywhere on the floor? Teams have tried everything. Taller defenders, faster players, double teams, but Clarke always finds a way. Her combination of range, skills, and vision makes her nearly undefendable. But Clarke isn't just about flash. She's a student of the game. Her ability to read defenses and make split-second decisions shows a basketball IQ beyond her years. Her passes aren't just functional, they're works of art, threading through impossibly tight spaces to set up her teammates. She plays chess while others play checkers, seeing the game several moves ahead. Of course, every great rise comes with challenges. Some WNBA players have been hesitant to embrace her meteoric rise, but that's part of the process for any trailblazer. Larry Bird faced doubts. Curry also faced criticism. Even Clarke has had tough moments, such as a game against New York, when she shot 22% from the field. However, as LeBron James said, Caitlyn Clarke is going to make great things happen for the WNBA, coming from someone who's lived under the spotlight since high school. That's a ringing endorsement. Clarke's story isn't just about statistics or highlights. It's about inspiration. Little kids across the country, especially girls, looked at her and realized they could dream bigger. Basketball, she tells them, isn't just about speed or size. It's about creativity, intelligence, and fearlessness. At just 22 years old, Clarke is the bridge between basketball's storied past and limitless future. She has the IQ of Larry Bird, the shooting range of Steph Curry, and her own bold style. She wasn't just a player. She was an athletic revolution. Is it possible that Caitlyn Clarke's innovative style of play will revolutionize women's basketball as a whole? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. Hit the subscribe button, share this with all the basketball fans you know, and leave a comment with your favorite Caitlyn Clarke moment if you're as enthralled with her as we are. Don't miss history as it unfolds before our very eyes. Thank you for viewing.